heartache, pain, and sorrow. In parts of the world, there are disasters and tragedies that are natural and man-made. Will gratitude really change any of this? Will gratitude make a difference? Perhaps you've recently lost your job. Maybe you've even been unemployed for some time. Maybe you've gone through a divorce or a bankruptcy. Maybe even all of the above.
And you just saw a scene from the film The Gratitude Experiment. Creator Doug Vermeeren's here this morning. Thank you so much for coming in.
It's good to be with you.
And early. Let's talk about, first up, the title, the whole idea of gratitude. How can you encapsulate all of that? What does it mean?
Well, gratitude, I think, is often really misunderstood. So that's a really great question. Many of us, we kind of attribute, gratitude to what we have, our house, our car, our job, and etc. But we really found through the experiment that oftentimes it's in those moments where, we experience tragedy or challenge that we really discover what gratitude is.
You become tested.
We become tested, exactly.
What is the point of the whole film? What sorts of things do you explore?
Well, it's interesting even kind of how the film came about. Everyone was talking about the law of attraction and positive psychology and all these new films that had come out talking about, if you believe it, you can achieve it and all these things. So I wanted to see, is there a scientific basis behind a principle like gratitude? Does it actually change us at all?
And does it?
It does indeed.
Okay.
In fact, one of the things that I found really interesting is just the effects it even has on, our health, our biochemistry, the way that we think about things, the way that we process information, and of course, even the way that our brain really begins to perceive things. Once we approach it from gratitude, we start seeing things differently.
Okay, so taking it to applying it to everyday life, of course, one thing we talked about earlier was there's something about gratitude, but it's also about meaning it.
Absolutely.
There's a big difference there.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that disconnect.
Well, it's interesting. There was a study recently published in Forbes magazine that talked about gratitude in the workplace. And it said that, workplaces that use gratitude, for example, a manager to employee or employee to a customer, increase their sales by 12%. But of course, if it's not authentic, you know how it is at the workplace. You get it. If somebody's being a fraud, you get it. So authenticity is the key.
Very important. When someone watches your film, what do you want them to walk away with?
Well, it's interesting because it's all in the title. The title's The Gratitude Experiment. So really, I believe, the film shares all kinds of incredible information on how to become more grateful. But the real experiment really begins as you take that information away and bring it into your real life. And what we've seen so far from people is we've seen improved relationships. We've seen people expand their wealth, their finance, their abundance. We've seen people improve their health. We've seen all kinds of things grow and expand. So that's the question. What are they going to take away? Well, they're the experiment. What will they really bring to it once they're done watching?
Put people on the spot. You've got a couple of things coming up.
I do.
In the pipeline?
Yeah, in fact, I just did a deal for a brand new movie. I'm heading down to Los Angeles to actually shoot my segments in it in about a week, called Word of Art, and it's got people like Joel Osteen, Dennis Waitley, and a whole pile of other very, very significant people and influencers or thought leaders, if you will. And it talks about the power of words. And of course, we all know that, the pen is mightier than the sword, but when we speak it, it really becomes a machine gun. We can really either do damage or we can create some incredible healing. If we use the right words.
I like this. You really make us think here. If you want more information, thegratitudeexperiment.com.